How to grow catnip from seeds. This is what catnip seeds look like. Container size I use for growing catnip. Height 18 centimeters. Container size I use for growing catnip. Width 25 centimeters. When I try to plant catnip seeds, the soil temperature is about 27.7 degrees Celsius. I sow catnip seeds by broadcasting them evenly across the soil surface. I lightly mist the catnip seeds with water once they are sown. Please keep soil moist until seeds germinate. You could start catnip indoors and transplant later. For starting seed indoor, as soon as seedlings emerge, please provide light to seedlings. Catnip seeds start to germinate. This is what catnip cotyledon look like. For me, catnip success germination rate depend on seed's quality, seed age, light, moisture, and temperature. For me, on average catnip seed viability are about 1 year. I believe that catnip seeds older than a year are too old and might not germinate properly. Catnip true leaf start to emerge. Catnip seed viability is greatly affected by its quality at the time of collection, its treatment between collection, storage, and the conditions in which it is stored. Soil I use for growing catnip contain cocoa peat, red burn soil, micro, fine sand, old humus, and charcoal. Using heavy soil for growing catnip will resulting in root rot. You can use whatever growing media available to your convenience. As long as you use well-drained soil to grow catnip, you will be fine. Also, if you can, please make sure that your growing media are sterilized and clean. By choosing sterilized and clean growing media will minimize new seedlings from becoming infected from disease-causing pathogens. Catnip can be grown in slightly acidic to slightly alkaline soil pH. My soil pH, when I try to grow catnip, are about 7 pH. Catnip also can be grown in poor soil as long as it has good drainage. For me, optimal temperature range for growing catnip are from 13 to 30 degrees Celsius. Humid and hot weather usually makes catnip plant difficult to grow. Make sure there is adequate air circulation surrounding the plant, particularly in high humidity levels, to prevent fungal growth. My maximum temperature when growing catnip is 32 degrees Celsius. My minimum temperature when growing catnip is 22 degrees Celsius. Catnip can be grown in tropical, subtropical, monsoonal, temperate climate. I grow my catnip in tropical climate. Catnip need at least 6 hours of full sun to thrive. When you neglect to shield your plant from intense rain, this is what happens. Catnip grows best outdoors, but can be grown indoors in container. If grown indoor, place it by a window that gets at least 6 hours of full sun per day. Alternatively, you can grow catnip indoors away from a sunlit window if you have access to grow lights. Grow light distance from plant are depending on LED wattage, ambient light level, and what kind of plant you are growing. A general rule is that LED lights should be about 12 to 30 inches from the top of your plant. As your plants grow, you have to change the height of your lights to accommodate the growing plant's height. For growing seedling using grow lights, do not leave lights on for 24 hours. Please give the seedling 8 to 10 hours of dark period. Using incandescent bulbs will not work for this process because they will get too hot. If you're growing catnip indoors in cooler climate, you may notice that your plants become leggy and pale. This is due to lack of light. Other sign of lack of light is that your plant may drop their leaves, especially older leaves. If your plant exposed to too much light, it may result in scorched and bleached leaves. For this growing season, on average my water usage are about 300 milliliters every time I water my plant. In my climate, I only water my plant when topsoil a little bit dry. Water usage depend on container size, container type, weather, and climate you live in. In my climate, catnip water preference are moderate watering. Your water usage may be different than me and depend on your climate you may water twice per day. Also, if you can, please avoid watering in the evening. Since at night, water tends to rest in the soil around the roots, which encourages fungal growth and insects infestation. This is why morning watering is preferable to evening watering, as the plant has time to dry before the sun goes down. Catnip don't need to be fertilized, as fertilizer can decrease the potency of their smell and flavor. If you see your plant is struggling and want to use fertilizer, please do not overfeed the plant. Catnip can be propagated by seeds and stem cutting. Be aware to take control when growing catnip as it can become invasive in certain areas. To manage the spread of catnip plants, you must remove the blossoms before they turn to seed, as they spread easily from seed. Catnip flowers are predominantly white in color. They differ from catmint flowers, which are purple in color. Catnip flower is known to attract bees, butterflies, or birds and has fragrant blossoms. This is what happens if you don't protect your plant from cat. To protect your catnip from cat, you can use chicken wire or place sticks at close intervals through the catnip to keep them from flattening your plant. Nepentolactone, a catnip attractant, is found in catnip. Nepentolactone cataria has an impact on the behavior of other feline species in addition to domestic cats. Fortunately, catnip is neither addictive nor hazardous to cats, with about 1/3 of cats not being affected by it, according to many veterinary sources. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more video.